go, come on. Now back it up and you got... What are you doing?
Referee Joel Allen has the task of keeping this one under control, but that means referee Bryce Remsburg is with me here at Commentation Station. I'm Mike Quackenbush. We're about to see Worker Ant against Soldier Ant.
Absolutely, Mike, and not challenge the Immortals points in play. This one is personal. We've seen some trepidation on the part of Fire Ant as he doesn't want to face Soldier, but Silver and Worker do not have that issue. Soldier not one for words, more to let his actions do the talking, which he has done since he has resurfaced around the time of last year's Cybernetico. Back in action, just the winner of that Cybernetico, a juggernaut that entire match. Every time we see him, ready for action, ready for war, as it were, and I imagine tonight in Cardiff will be no exception.
Soldier Ant, of course, would not recognize this Worker Ant. The Worker Ant that he knew retired some years ago. When he was last regular with Chikara, Worker Ant was known as Assailant.
This is true.
So much has changed for both these men over the course of the last couple of seasons of Chikara. They're in the corner here looking for a clean break. Soldier Ant is non-responsive here.
Worker Ant, since joining Fire Ant and now Silver Ant, respectful of the history of the colony, and it's got to be a slap in the face and a hard pill for him to swallow to see Soldier Ant like this. Maybe not to the deep extent as it is of Fire Ant, but nonetheless, not the Soldier Ant he would have come in idolizing or looking up to.
Soldier Ant here, you can see he's really digging in hard, driving from the toes, and that's not a surprise because he's giving up weight to Worker Ant. That technique does not surprise me. A cross chest here from Soldier Ant. That's a control point that you're going to see from Judo fans. And he's got it locked behind the back, but Worker Ant's starting to find a way out. He's looking for a wrist lock. Soldier Ant can't keep control at the chin, and on the left wrist right now is Worker Ant. There's no submission there, as you can hear the very ominous voice of Soldier Ant say, "No, sir."
You happen to follow Soldier Ant on Twitter, Mike?
I do.
Very ominous as well. Some of his
I can't make heads or tails of most of those.
No. Not sure what he's trying to say. But again, like I said, he most of all lets his actions do the talking, and then that's the scariest part, as a matter of fact.
In the challenge of the Immortals, we may see these two confront one another again. Soldier Ant was the first round draft choice of Jakob Hammermeyer for his BDK. Worker Ant to the Battle Hive under team captain Amasis, so it's entirely possible we're going to see these guys lock up in some other configuration, a tag team, trios, or Atomicos match as season 15 goes on.
I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Jakob Herrmeyer, but that was a very, very wise choice.
He's a really interesting team.
Yep.
Noken and Pinky Sanchez round out his BDK. It's one of the most diverse teams, I think, in Challenge of the Immortals.
Oh! Cracked him with the open hand there.
I think Soldier Ant's telling Worker Ant the time for talking is over. Let's wrestle. So far, any attempts on the part of the colony to reason with Soldier Ant, to jog his memory, remind them of their past together, have failed, Bryce. Utterly failed.
Yep, they've in fact blown up in their faces. We've seen Fire Ant make some very unwise, unlike him, hesitations during matches, trying to get through to Soldier Ant, and it has cost him victories on at least 2 occasions that I can think of.
Now it's Worker Ant. He had the side headlock for a moment. Soldier Ant freed himself. He just absorbed a shoulder tackle there, and that's something we have seen. Soldier Ant absorbing punishment. He takes blows that would knock other men flat and comes back for more. He cannot budge Worker Ant. Soldier Ant here once again to the ropes. Underneath goes Worker Ant. He's got a waist lock. They've come to a dead halt here. Soldier Ant trying to bully him backwards toward the ropes. The referee's going to call for the break here. Soldier Ant, look, he's trying to open him up. He wants to strike Bryce. Will he obey? No. The referee wanted a break.
Yep, not something the old Soldier Ant that I believe Fire Ant is thinking of, the one we used to know and love, would have done. Would have given a clean break there, but not this Soldier. Oh, jeez.
The capo kick finds the mark. He rolls in. Really, what's dangerous about the capo kick is when the heel comes around and strikes basically what you just saw there, especially in the face or the throat. There's so much force behind the heel. That capo kick, in my opinion, made famous by Jushin Thunder Liger, used expertly here by Soldier Ant. And look how tightly he's wrapped Worker Ant up. He's got a deep, deep grip up the forearm, does Soldier Ant.
Yes, that's the way he was able to defeat Silver Ant, I believe, 2 nights ago in Wolverant, and just kind of wrapped his arms around him until there was no more air, and that was it. That was the end of that one. And that capo kick you mentioned, it's hard to aim. You don't know exactly where it's going to land, but it's coming with such force, it doesn't really matter.
That's right. Well, he tried to, he got enough of it there. Combination of strikes. We've seen him use this submission hold before. He's going to wrap around, scissor his feet. Wow. He got on very quickly. Worker Ant fell victim to this back at the Cybernetico. He knows how very dangerous it can be. He grabbed the bottom rope. He's calling for the break.
Yes, our small UK ring coming in handy for Worker Ant right there. Almost a not even a seated, a laying down condo clutch.
Mm-hmm. Back home, of course, we're used to an 18 square foot ring. Here in the UK, the ring is 16 square, so you're losing a little bit of the surface area of the ring. The advantage, of course, is that you're much closer to the ropes when you need a break.
What's that in meters, Mike?
In meters? Yeah. Couldn't tell you. But you know, I mean, we get our system of measure from the UK.
We do.
Feet and miles and all that. They eschew the metric system like all civilized nations do.
Right. I couldn't tell you what the Welsh word for ring is either. I don't know if you caught any of that.
It has no vowels.
Around town in Cardiff, yeah.
No vowels.
Looks like a bunch of typos.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from Tolkien literature. That's what the elves speak in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, suplex on the floor here. No mats at the floor of the Masonic Hall. Mm-hmm. Just a sickening thud there, and Soldier Ant effectively steering the course of this match with that maneuver.
No, they wouldn't have it. Civic regulations here in Cardiff strictly forbid mats on the floor.
Yes. Old school, everything. Old centuries old school.
Yes. I was told actually when we arrived by one of the proprietors of this venue that the Masonic Hall here is older than our country.
Ah, yes.
As a slag on the United States.
I was even to the extent further, as someone else mentioned, that they have chairs older than our country within the building that's older than our country. So,
yeah, I believe it. If you've sat in some of them, I believe it.
Yes. Did you have a chance to check out the castle this afternoon?
I did not, no. I made it only as far as the closest cafe.
Older than many countries put together, I imagine, that castle is.
I don't get around as quickly as I once did. Soldier Ant here really bullying Worker Ant out on the floor here. And Worker Ant's, he's really got to seize any opening. Soldier Ant, though, really, he's expert at dictating a methodical pace. Soldier Ant makes you wrestle his game. It is always to his advantage.
Yep. Very, very good about not showing his hand as well. These sudden explosions, hard to know where or when it's coming, but it comes full force when it arrives.
Mm-hmm. It was a couple seasons ago when we were still under the directorship of Wink Vavasur that we saw Soldier Ant lose one of his antennae, and you can see the scar there on the left, just above his left temple, fans, where that antenna had once been. Once again here, chin lock to Soldier Ant. Taking him all the way down to the mat, and he's going to start riding him here. You can see how he's leaning in. He's going to put his weight against Worker Ant. So not only is Worker Ant struggling to counter, he's struggling to get out, but he's carrying part of Soldier Ant's weight, and that's just smart wrestling at the end of the day.
Jogging my rapidly failing memory here, Mike, but it was Wink Vavasur that may have placed Soldier Ant in with combatant and assailant.
You're exactly
that
right.
season.
Mm-hmm. That was part of his brilliant Chikara barometrics, if I'm not mistaken. Which I got to tell you, I'm not big when it comes to statistical analysis. I still don't understand it.
No, I don't think he did either.
Stuffed Northern Lights bomb, a move originated by Akira Hokuto. Slow, though, to make the cover was Soldier Ant, and maybe he's trying to send a message to Worker Ant here as he just kind of saying, I'm owning you here in this part of the match. I will dictate the pace.
But I will say something, since we've seen Soldier Ant re-arrive, reborn in some ways here in Chikara Rings, he doesn't go too deep in the playbook. He doesn't have to.
No.
He uses a couple of very devastating moves very well at just the right times, and it spells an elimination in a Cybernetico or the end of a contest. So here already we're seeing Worker Ant force him to go a little bit deeper in the playbook than I think he was prepared to go tonight.
Yep. Worker Ant now, he's managing to string a couple strikes together. Soldier Ant's trying to get out of that corner. He keeps coming at him. Like Soldier Ant sort of leads with his head. He just keeps coming back. It's as if he realizes his ability to absorb that punishment, and he's not going to take a back step from it. You don't see a lot in terms of defense from him either.
Yep. Never one to shy away from a hard day's work is Worker Ant, and still in this one. Took quite a bit of punishment on the floor, in the ring, and still with some gas left in the tank here.
He used all his body weight behind that back elbow, fans. Hooking him up. Body slam had a lot of authority, and look how he used that to launch himself into an elbow drop. That had some nice rhythm to it.
Hooking the leg a moment too late, but it didn't matter. Soldier Ant still with the wherewithal to kick out. Gonna let this one continue, but again, Soldier Ant almost phased not only physically but mentally. I don't think he was expecting this to go as deep as it has. We've got to be 8 or 10 minutes into this contest at this point.
A couple shots to the kidney there, very vulnerable area to strike. He avoided the capo kick, did Worker Ant. Soldier Ant collided with him very hard. Neither man has gone down. Worker Ant, though, able to knock Soldier Ant down. What's he thinking here? Got him in a fireman's carry position.
Yep.
Dropped him with a neck breaker off to the side. Worker Ant covering him up. Hook of the far leg. Soldier Ant once again kicking out. Now referee Joel Allen says 2.
Worker Ant, one of his greatest strengths in this match is the weight advantage. We saw there. Maybe he's getting tired. Maybe he wasn't thinking there, but didn't place all of his weight across the shoulders of Soldier Ant. That could have meant the difference between this one ending and this one continuing.
These guys are slow to get up off the mat. That is not a surprise. This confrontation, I don't have much of a taste for this cliche in wrestling, but a very physical confrontation. And I think to further clarify that, as most wrestling matches are physical in nature, very smash mouth.
Yes. Very popular in Wales still. Smash Mouth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sometimes I sing All-Star to myself. Great-looking European uppercut there. Very short execution. Caught him right under the jaw. Just stringing together the strikes.
Uppercut here in Wales, Mike.
You don't need that.
Yeah.
It's like a crab in Boston.
Yep.
Headbutt.
A whip in Ireland. Whoa. Right at the point of the jaw, just bringing those forearms, and Soldier Ant absorbing them almost instantly. That one there, that rocked him. I spoke too soon.
Soldier Ant just keeps coming back for more. Worker Ant trying to make him count here. Is he going to knock him down? No, he wasn't able to. Look at that. Jawbreaker finds the mark. Soldier Ant here now quick back onto the offense. He avoided that bicycle kick. Half waist lock trip. He's looking for the submission again. He's got it wrapped up, and it is scissored. He's got it locked. Oh, look at this. Well, I don't know. I thought he was trying to take him back to center ring, but that momentum carried them past center ring, Bryce. They are near the ropes. Wow, he's really got it locked on. Great execution.
Not just sweeping with that trip either. I don't know if you caught that, Mike, but Worker Ant, the back of his head just bounced off the mat. That could have led to him getting knocked out and a little loopy here. Not only his legs and lower half in this move, but his head a little rattled as well. And there it is.
He made it to the bottom strand. He's calling for the break, and this time Soldier Ant's really hanging on, really testing him. I'm surprised not to see the match end in disqualification based on what we just saw there, Bryce.
Worker Ant, though, however, I don't know if it was instinctual or not, released the bottom rope a little early there. That may have caused this one to continue. But nonetheless, I don't think Worker Ant or Soldier Ant want to see this contest end like this.
Oh, he's got him. This Nadawa Otashi, the low choke slam. Oh, Worker Ant managed to escape. He's trying to scoop him up. What's he got here? The Argentine backbreaker, perhaps? Whatever it's going to be, it's not going to last long because Soldier Ant's escaped. Man, he's got a grip on him. Oh, good night.
Choke bomb.
I don't see anybody getting up from this, Bryce. Not even Worker Ant.
Even Worker Ant.
Gavin Loudspeaker's got the official word on this one, fans. Let's go down to him now.